Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Born Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm be giving you guys my review for Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 2. Welcome to the club. Now, if Fear the Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way to miss more Fear the Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So, like I said, we got our second episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. Now, this one was titled Welcome to the Club. Now, this is basically an Alicia and Strand centric episode. We are continuing with the bottle episodes. We also got Daniel, Charlie, and Janice in this episode. Now, this is a very strong episode, I gotta say. We're continuing on very strong with this season, and I really like what they did. And I like how they set this whole episode up with both Strand and Alicia, kind of working on the lower end, cleaning out latrines. And then, of course, Strand speaks out of turn to one of the Rangers, and this puts them both in trouble with Virginia, and they are sent to a factory to work as, I guess, penance for, them, stepping out of line. So I really like that. Now, we do get a good opening scene with the Rangers taking a group of factory workers to clear out this area. Now, I love these opening minutes. It was really great and really well done, especially with the fear and the tension in those moments. Now, in those moments, you get the people, they open up this garage door, basically, and however it gets stuck, and the group of factory workers all end up dying except for one as the door gets stuck, and walkers begin to crawl out. And in that process, pretty much all the people and the two Rangers there end up dying. And I really liked it because they set this whole thing up where there were molasses on the floor, so it made things slippery, and people were able to easily fall and get pulled in by the walkers. Now, you do have some people saying that this is a little bit ridiculous, as how did they, all get into this situation. Now, in my opinion, first off, you got the four sticky molasses, and you got the you got the walkers gaining on them and taking them all down. So in my opinion, this makes sense. You got people who are in this area that's very slippery. They would be in a lot of panic as this is going on. So honestly, it would make sense that this happens. So I'm not taking off points as other people have, but I do understand what people are saying. But I also gotta say, I think it makes sense in that term. Now, it's later revealed that Virginia wants this area because there's something in there, and Strand and Alicia are pretty much sent there to, clear out the area. Now, we also see Daniel in this episode. Now, when we first see him, he's playing a long con in a way. He's acting like he doesn't remember characters. Now, this is another thing where people point out, how come when Strand and Alicia are left in Virginia's office alone, how come Daniel doesn't talk to them there? Because we do see him when they are brought in, giving Virginia a haircut. Now, in my opinion, this is not a plot hole or anything. I honestly believe this is Daniel keeping it close to the vest. Virginia might have left the room, but he doesn't know when she'll come back in, if she's still listening. So I used to say that Daniel's just playing the act and playing it close to the vest. Now, we also meet Virginia's sister in this episode, Dakota. Now, we quickly see that she is very much against her sister, and she wants to help our survivors. Now, this is where I kind of have a few issues. I'm not taking off a huge point, but I feel like Dakota joining our survivors felt a bit rushed. I feel like it should have played out a little bit longer. However, we do have these bottle episodes, so things do have to move a bit fast. But to me personally, it just felt like this was a bit rushed with her helping our group and, wanting to go against her sister. So that I am taking off a few points there, but at the same time, it makes sense because with the bottle episodes, they don't really have the time to flesh out these stories that much. But it was well done. So, like I said, you got Strand and Alicia who are sent there to the factory to do what the other workers couldn't do and clear out the area. You got Dakota who follows them there. And at this point, you got Alicia who learns that Strand made a deal with Virginia. And this kind of, I don't think it forms a rift, but opens up for Alicia's eyes to what may be actually happening here. So I really like that. Now, they both kind of come up with two different ideas of how to clear out the walkers, and they end up going with Alicia's plan. So they end up going into Critter Walkers, and we see Charlie and Janice are sent there, and it's revealed that Charlie was sent there for trying to escape. Now, people were talking about how her and Daniel said goodbye, as Daniel said he will find Charlie again. Now, they are still separated, and it was still seen that Daniel went there, I guess, to help out after the fact. And so I'm not taking off points there, because Daniel was only there for a short time, and she was only sent there for, prison, or for penance or whatever. So we got them clearing out the walkers. I really like this scene where they clear out the walkers. It was very well done, and their little technique on how they did it. And then you got Alicia's plan, how they plan to lure the Rangers in order to kind of take them out and get their weapons and kind of pretty much perform a coup against them. So I did really like that as well. And so you got that plan pretty much goes as planned. And the Rangers end up finding Dakota there, and in the process, she ends up causing two of them to get killed. Now, this is another area where people kind of make out this complaint about how the Rangers got killed trying to get Dakota. Now, in my opinion, this makes sense because she's the sister of their leader, so they're gonna pretty much risk their lives and put their lives on the line, on the line to protect the sister of their leader. So that makes sense. So they're not gonna just let the sister die and not protect her. So I'm not taking off points there, although people have taken off points saying that the Rangers were being stupid, chasing after this kid and not being able to capture her. One, she's small, she's a young kid, so she's able to move quick and stay outside the grasp of an adult. And again, they would pretty much put their lives on the line to protect the sister of their leader. So I'm not taking off any points there either. But at the end of it, like I said, they clear out the walker problem. However, it's revealed that there is no weapon in there, and that pretty much they begin questioning Dakota, as that's what she told them. And along the way, they also kill one of the workers who did survive, as he was pretty much a coward, and they used him as bait to lure the walkers away so they can pretty much finish the job of cleaning out the walkers. Now, Strand does stab him and kill him and sacrifice him. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is, I think, Strand's first human kill. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I think it is. But I like that because it kind of, in my opinion, kind of is like a change in Strand. This is also who he is, but it's also, I feel like, you see a different side of Strand in this episode, as he is willing to sacrifice someone to get the job done. So I really like that. Now, once, everything is done and cleared out, Virginia does show up, and she pretty much applauds Strand for his leadership roles, and she pretty much welcomes him in as a high-ranking member of the Pioneers, and gives him one of the keys, and tells him that he now has pretty much proven himself, and she has given him, I guess, the factory workers as a army to have at his disposal, and that she is pretty much forming it to go after Morgan, even though she doesn't really tell him that. So I really like that. She's playing friends close to the vest again, and you got Strand, who now is in a more higher ranking position within the group. So I like that, and it sets up Strand to pretty much do more damage from the inside as he originally planned. So I really like that, and he's forming a closer bond with Virginia as well. Now, at the end of this whole episode, you got Strand, who now with his higher ranking, he is sent off to another place, and he sends Alicia off into another camp, so the two of them won't be together anymore. Now, I know a lot of fans are upset about this. However, in this point, he does tell Alicia that he needs to remember who he is, and he needs to do certain things, and he can't do them with Alicia around. So I really like this. I feel like this is Strand saying, I need to do this. I need to do what needs to be done in order to protect you and do what must be done to help our other people. So I need to be away from you so I'm able to do that stuff, and I'm not putting you in danger as well. So I really like that. I feel like Strand's kind of taking control and doing what needs to be done, as well as keeping his friends safe at the same time. So I really like that. Now, you also, like I said, you get Charlie, who reunites with Daniel in this episode. And again, Daniel's still playing that whole role of not remembering people, and you can kind of see that Charlie gets upset. She brings out like a guitar and tries to remind him that of their past, and again, he just pretends that he doesn't know her, even though Charlie doesn't know that. So I really like that. It was a very nice little touch of, him playing, pretending not to be who he is, and, how it is affecting the rest of the people within the group. And so, like I said, Strand ends up leaving there, pretty much split up again. And I like when he leaves, you got Strand who kind of starts shedding a tear, knowing that even though this is what he has to do, he doesn't like it. And it kind of makes him sad that he has to split from Alicia in order to make out the plans and do the things he needs to be done that need to be done in order to protect and save his people. So I like that. Now, at the end of the episode, we pretty much end it with Daniel and one of the Rangers leaving the factory area to return to where Daniel's camp is. So, as they're leaving, Daniel does hear a whistle in a distance, and he pretty much uses an excuse telling the Ranger that he forgot his scissors at the factory, and the Ranger tries to protest over Daniel, tells him that he needs them, so the Ranger leaves him alone behind, and as he's left behind, Daniel goes to investigate the whistling thing, and he does find a walker who is then killed, and you see Morgan come out of the woods in his new getup, which I really like, and you see Daniel, who finally reveals that he does remember things and recognizes Morgan, and pretty much, says hello to Morgan. And I like the little joke about how he needs a haircut. I know people don't like the joking side of Daniel, but I find it a little bit welcoming, as Daniel's not always going to be that strong, military type guy. I think he does have that potential to be a little bit more softer. We saw that with Charlie, so I do like that, how they added that into Daniel's character. And, people have different sides of themselves, so I like how they added that little touch in there. And I'm very excited to see what goes on with Morgan and Daniel, because I feel like the two of them together could be a very strong force with Daniel's background in the military, and with Claire Morgan, I think it would be definitely a cool team up to see in the future, and I do hope we get that down the line. But overall, I found this to be a really good episode, and if I had to give it a grade, I'd give it another 9.5 out of 10. Another very strong episode for season 6 so far, and I can't wait to see what happens with the season moving forward. So yeah, guys, that's my review of Fear the Walking Dead season 6 episode 2. Welcome to the club. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon there to miss more Fear the Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the back section of my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here by Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.